Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. How y'all doing today? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are having a fantastic week so far. Mine is pretty good. I really can't complain too much. I mean, it don't do no good anyway, right? So anyway, I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. Um, can we hold on before I get into it? Can we have the cookie conversation though? Like, look, listen, Fee Ray, you did that. Ray Phillips did that. There's a local cookie company for y'all that don't know that are not in Indianapolis, and they've kind of come in, and it's been some things stirred up. But Fee stayed on their necks, and looks like the plug has been unplugged, right? So anyway, wonder what y'all thinking about that. But anyway, so of course, I have to do my spiel before we get into this show on today. Listen, it is going to be a wealth of information, some good stories, and I got some experts here that's going to give you the lowdown on all of it, right? But of course, y'all know I have to do my spiel first. I hope that you all are liking, following, and if YouTube, subscribe, please. Okay, so YouTube is Relationship Soup, period. And then Facebook, of course, Relationship Soup Group. We are growing so much, you all. I mean, I'm telling you, y'all got to get in there because we've actually had some wonderful conversations and it's more to come. And then, of course, on IG, it's Relationship Soup. And then, of course, you can follow me either at Lisa Hughes or Relationship Soup. All right, LLC. Don't forget the LLC. All right, so anyway, hey, Miss Woodson. Yes, yes, get ready. I hope you got your notepad, your pen, because it's about to go down on today, right? Thank you so much for joining me. And also, okay, so if y'all tuned into like the last show, right? Somebody made mention of, I believe it was Mr. Boyd. He made mention about t-shirts, right? And it was a joke. But I really do have relationship soup t-shirts. And y'all can go to the website and purchase those, okay? So, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Good evening, Mr. Smith. Thank you so much for joining me. And yes, we do have to have the conversation about them t-shirts, all right? So hit me after the show. All right, so anyway, let me go ahead and get into it, all right? So today we're going to be talking about love, life, and financial literacy, okay? Now, I mean, of course, this show we've kind of hit on all those a little bit, but the more we talk about it, the better the perspectives and the more information you can have. Because let's just face it, financial literacy is really important, right? Things you maybe you didn't, or maybe there's just some jewels that you can get to help you individually, whether you're married, single, whatever, right? So we're gonna hit all of that. You hear me? We're gonna hit it all. Thank you, Vonda. Thank you for joining me today. Hey, we're about to get into it. This is about to be a great show. All right. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring on. I actually have two guests, not one, two. I got two guests. All right. Now I'm just playing. Anyway, so I got two guests today, right? And they're actually going to share some wisdom. They're both dads, and they'll be able to share some wisdom for fathers, singles, all of that. All right. So let me go ahead and bring them on. We have Mr. Jackson, Samuel Jackson. How you doing, Mr. Jackson? All right. And then we also have Mr. Corey Williams. How are you today?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I can't complain. It's been good. I can't complain.
Awesome. Awesome. What's up,
Oh,
brother Jackson?
Hey, if it's any better, I would be in heaven.
Come on now. Come on now.
I know that's right.
You know it. How you doing, brother? Pretty good.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Blessed by the best, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So y'all ready to get into this on today? And I
Pretty
appreciate
good.
y'all so much for joining me. I've been looking forward to this show. You both are dynamic souls. And yes, everybody on my show is dynamic, but y'all are dynamic. And I just feel blessed to be able to have this conversation with y'all on today. Okay. So,
Thank you.
Corey, you're a little new, right? Mr. Jackson, you've been here before. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
gotta please tell my listeners something about you.
Me, Corey?
Yes, you,
Okay.
Corey.
Gotcha. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Look, can y'all see me? Because let me tell you, give me a second, Corey. Yes, I'm gonna complain for a second. Give me a second. So me and Verizon are in a very toxic relationship right now, right? Because like I hope y'all can see me on today. Because my if y'all notice my little podcast been a little blurry or whatever. So just know it's not me, it's Verizon. And I hope Verizon gets those tower fixed. And that's all I gotta say about that. But anyway, Mr. Corey, please tell our listeners something about you.
Okay. Well, my name is Corey Williams. I'm from Gary, Indiana. Uh, I live in Illinois. But my mom still is there. My dad recently passed. So rest in peace to, Mr. Irvin Williams, my hero. I work. I guess to sum it up, I call myself the employed entrepreneur. Okay.
Amen.
Because I still work. I still have a full-time job. I work at the Ford Motor Company here in Illinois. I've been there over 10 years. I stopped counting after 10. But I've been there over 10 years. But entrepreneurship has just always been in my blood. I've been full-time. I've been a full-time entrepreneur. It's not all it's cracked up to be. You have a lot of time on your hands, and if you're not wise with your time, the money, the time can outweigh the money. And I was young, I was in my 20s, and I was a full-time entrepreneur. And the money didn't match my mind, and my mind didn't match the money. And so I found myself really going broke, just broke. It's like, and some people get businesses and they're broke, and they just really bought themselves a job because they don't like what they're doing. And they're working just as hard as if they had a job, or even actually they're working harder and don't get the benefits.
That's right.
And so I look at a job as, when I look at I make a great salary, great income. According to America, you would say I would make good income, a good job. That oxymoron, good job, right? But when I add on the benefits and I take advantage of the additional benefits, you're talking about probably another $25,000 to $30,000 added on in additional benefits. health benefits, dental, eye, my daughter, physicals, things like that, that cost. When I see those bills and I'm like, whoo, I'm glad I didn't have to pay that, what I'm saying, out of my pocket. So, and not to say entrepreneurs don't have insurance, but again, group insurance is just a lot better, sometimes than paying high deductibles or what have you. So they both have their pros and cons, but that's just where I am in my life right now, the employed entrepreneur. So hopefully that said a little something about me. But the best thing about me is my daughter Christina. My 4-year-old. That's my driving force. That's my why. That's why I do all of this stuff. That's why I'll get another. If I needed to get another job, I'll get one for her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Miss Jackson, do you want to remind the listeners who you are?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Samuel L. Jackson, born and raised in Mississippi. Picked that cotton, chopped that cotton. When I turned 18, I left the field, never been back. Been married for 51 years. Wife never had to work. You know why? I'm old school. Now, I know y'all females sometimes don't believe in this, okay, but I'm old school. And my dad was old school. The wife stay at home, take care of the kids. I go to work, bring home the bacon. She stirred up in the pan because she know I'm the man, okay? So,
Oh, that's right.
and from there, I went into the military. I stayed in the military for 32 years. Why? Because when I left Mississippi, I was undereducated. Okay, didn't have no education. Matter of fact, I quit the 5th grade. I never went back to school a day in my life. So how did I get this far? Grace of God. That's it. So
Amen.
the key to it is we have to look at what we're going to do. So I started thinking about uh, going to the military, learning a trade. Okay, my trade was transportation. Okay, and I've been in 2 different wars. Okay, Iraq and Afghanistan. And I see a lot of my buddies get, hurt. A lot of them came home, no leg, no eyes, no arms, but what I would say is just freedom costs. They paid the sacrifice to be able to give you the freedom that you have today. And then from there, when I retired from there, I went to truck driving with Wonder Bread. I worked there for 20 years. I retired from there. Okay. Then I became an entrepreneur, like you did, my brother. And I got into some of everything because entrepreneurship, you can have one ideal and it could be good, but I had like 5 or 6 ideals. Okay. And it wasn't the type of kind that you go out here and work for. Mine was investing. Okay. I learned to invest into different scenarios. And one day, one of them hit, and next day, another one hit, and the next day, it just blew up. And so, to make a long story short, I'm from a Mississippi old country boy, live in Indianapolis. I don't retire, I don't work, I don't do anything. I sit back and collect. Okay, we're gonna show you how to do that tonight. You can do that tonight, especially young folks. Okay, and I hope we have some kids over here. Okay, so they can understand why it's so important to start their life when they're young, because when they get like us, guess what? They don't have to be worrying about what's gonna happen if economic blow up or who's going to be the next president. So what we're saying to you tonight is we're going to share with you what you need to do and what you can do, and we're going to show you how to do it.
All right. I love it. I love
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this conversation then. Okay. So from and I would like to hear from both of you, obviously. From your experience or what you have observed, like what are some common misconceptions people have about financial literacy?
You want to go?
Oh, sure. I wouldn't know you.
Okay. All right.
Ofo had a privilege. Go ahead, buddy.
I got you. I got you. Um, you know, that's a good question, and
Yes, it is.
that's a very good question. There's I think there's just old sayings, old myths that people say. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't be a jack of all trade and master none. Just all these old sayings that really don't even make sense. And I mean they do, but you have to change with the times. Like now you have to kind of have multiple endeavors, or or be or just be open-minded,
That's right.
or the thing is the get rich quick scheme. I heard one guy say, well, you better hope it is a get rich quick scheme, because you're not going to be able to get rich slow. You know what I'm saying? So, at this point in time, in the day and age we live in, you just have to be open-minded. And I think after COVID, I think people did get more open-minded. But yeah, I just think a lot of the old sayings are just outdated, and it's just time to create some new sayings, like invest, like Brothers Jackson, get into the stock market, get into these things that really were not popular back then, what I'm saying, back in the day. And so these things, financial literacy is a term that has become more popularized since after COVID, because there was a lot of money made. There was a bubble after COVID, but now the money has kind of dried up. Things are going, leveling out. So anytime you have an explosion of something, there's always, an extraction, but then there's a retraction. So now things are retracting back to, back to the norm. So that's my take on it.
Great take, my brother. That's I look at it this way. I do a lot of reading, and I listen to Earl Nightingale, old school. I listen to Warren Buffett. I listen to Brian Tracy. And one of the things that I remember what Earl Nightingale was saying, that if you want to succeed in life, you got to do it twice. And what he meant by that was, okay, you can invest in stock, you can invest in bonds, you can invest in real estate, but is it going to make you the type of fund that you're going to need 5, 10 years from now? So what Brian Tracy was saying compared to Earl Nightingale, he was saying, hey, here's what you need to do. Start investing into a startup company. Because when you invest into a startup company, more than one, more than two, more than three, more than four, okay, and we show you how to do that tonight. One of those are going to say yes. And you can take that one and continue to diversify. Because in our society today is we need more than one car. Some of us need more than one girlfriend. Some of us need more than one bank account.
Did you
Some
say
of us
girlfriend?
need.
Hold on. Did you say
You heard him. You heard him.
okay?
Heard.
Okay.
So,
I wasn't sure because you are rising. You feel me? I
sometimes you got to throw some type of Larry in there, to get people waking up thinking, because sometimes people think too hard, like, man, what he's trying to
That's
say? You
right.
throw that in there, then it'll wake them up. But my philosophy
Absolutely.
is you must diversify your portfolio in everything that you do. Because if you do put all your egg in one basket, and guess what? That basket have a hole in it. All the egg gonna drop out. Guess what you got to start all over again. But when you got 4 or 5 out here, okay, you would say, all right, that one gone. I don't have to worry, because when you lose your last dollar, like you were saying earlier, my man, it was pretty rough when you started, okay, when you were younger, because you were concentrating on that one scenario. Now, if you had 4 or 5 out there, okay, maybe one would say yes, but I know a lot of times we can't handle no 4 or 5. But when you invest into startup, it don't take but $300 or $400, and you got these 3 or 4 startup companies that you can start up, and you can sit back and relax and watch it. So it's
Yeah.
going to grow. Startup company going to grow. I mean, right now, the best thing that I think that people can invest in right now is AI. It's crazy.
it is
I
Yeah.
mean, it's absolutely nuts. But many people don't know what to do, where to go. And for some of them brokers out there, charge your arm and a leg. With us tonight, we're going to show you how you get into all of it for little money. Okay?
I love it. I love it. And we do
Awesome.
see you all in the comment section. Actually, let's see. Someone asked, hey, Mark Lee, thanks for joining us tonight. What do you think of multi-level marketing projects? A lot of folks are going into those. What y'all think?
I love it. that's my background is multi-level marketing. That's why I got my business. Everything about me is really rooted from multi-level marketing. And I would suggest anybody, just like Brother Jackson said, really a multi-level marketing company is like a startup, but it's your own startup. It's you investing in yourself, so you're the investment. And so what multi-level marketing provides is normally the training. If you're in a multi-level marketing company and you do like what they say, you'll probably have the equivalent of a business degree within a couple of years, like within a year or so, because they're going to put you in front of top leaders, top business people in that field, it just in business period, that you would probably have to pay thousands of dollars to see. Like you said, Brian Tracy. I've seen Brian Tracy. I've seen E.T. Thomas. I've seen Damon John. I've seen what's my the big. I've seen them all, right?
Yes.
Based on only because I was in network marketing, because they pay for these people to come in and train us. And they're not, they may be selling their course or something, they may want to sell something too. But again, what it makes of you is, so it's not, I would say, don't look at the company, but look what it's going to create in you, in the business person that you're going to become by being involved with a network marketing company. So I say, if you don't have a lot of money and you want to learn business and you still going to make some money, I would say go for it. But just be passionate about the product, because if you don't have a passion, if you're just doing it for the money, then it'll show, as you're selling, and you don't want to do that. So like if you're into beauty, find a beauty company. That's a multi-level market. If you're into finances, find a financial company. That's in multi-level marketing. But get involved, because it has the mentorship, it has everything you need to elevate your personal goals and your personal brand and whatever you're doing. So, and you can take those philosophies and then put it into your own business. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done.
Now, multi-level marketing has three sides. One is learning the system. Two, you ask yourself this: what type of product or service? Because if the product is saturated the market, you don't want to get into that. Three is either 2x6, 3x9, 4x12. Okay, you have to look at that, because if it's a 3x6 or 3x9, you know what that means, don't you? Right? You got to get out here and hustle. Once you learn the system, you got to hustle. Because if you don't hustle to get those people to plug into that 3x9, you're going to fail. Okay. The other side of it is the product or service. Always look for a product or service that is just coming on the market, or it haven't been on the market maybe a year or two. But if you get into, I'm going to say, Tupperware, or you get into what the other one is, the traveling, that's a heavy market to get into. Now, I'm not saying nobody's going to be able to make it in there, but if you don't have the time and the money, you will not make it in those type of scenarios. So look for something that just came on the market, okay? And it don't cost much to get into, because you know us, if it's $100 a month, we ain't getting in there. You forget about that, okay? Not us, all right? So those are things you have to look at when it comes to MLM, okay? That's what I call an MLM. So I think it's a great thing if you got the passion to learn, look at what you're doing, okay? And if you have a huge downline, that's a plus for you. But if you just starting out, it's going to be kind of rough, because you starting out new, so you just learning. So I would give yourself, as a newbie, I would give yourself maybe a good year to year and a half to even get your feet wet, because it's not an easy task, and especially you get into market that is saturated.
I totally agree.
Hey, so let's see here. What's that? Vita?
Absolutely, that brother right there. What his name is? Morley,
Yes.
Markley. Yeah, he is absolutely right. And matter of fact, I just vested into that last year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it is blowing up like crazy. And I would say if anybody can get into that, do it now.
Yeah.
That's right. You're
Yeah,
right, my brother.
NVIDIA is a hot one, definitely.
Yeah. Like I said, you got a huge downline. You can get in any type of market and make money. But if you just starting out, it's gonna be tough. I know. I've been there and done that. It's tough. I mean, I'm 75 years old, okay? And I started multi-level marketing, oh God, what, in 1985? That's when I started. It was rough. Matter of fact, I was selling shingles to every house, because back then it was pretty cheap then, okay? But they had a system where it was like a 3x9 metric, okay, for you to make money. So, I mean, you got to go and recruit people, okay, and I didn't know nobody, okay? I mean, it was pretty tough. So I had to build my foundation, I had to build my clientele, okay, in order to be where I am today. And let me tell you something, folks, success don't come easy. It's hard work. It'll make you want to quit, okay? And if you ain't careful, it make you want to smack your mama.
I would never smack you. I'm not listening to Mr. Jackson. I would never smack you, Mama.
That's why you'll quit.
But
I would never.
Hey, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna want to smack a whole bunch of folks. So
I'm serious, man.
That just comes with the territory.
Fact.
It comes with the territory.
Let's see here. We have a couple more comments before we get to a few more questions. So Ann says, thanks for joining us, Ann. Network marketing is what's up now, new startup.
Oh, she comparing what's up now compared to startup? Is that what she's trying to say?
Is that what you're trying to say, Ann? Type it in the comments so we can be clear. All right, so James Smith says, network marketing gave me a huge amount of professional experience and financial income. You get out of it what you put into it.
That's right. That
Absolutely.
Is true.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Ann says yes.
Oh, she said yes. Okay.
Yes.
Comparing a startup, okay, and what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, okay, is I'm going to give you some website to go to where you can get startup, okay, and let me tell you something. One of them is HOT. When I say hot, sister and brother, I mean it is hot, okay, because they're coming out of Dubai, okay, and anybody know anything about Dubai, they don't play when it comes to startup, okay. I'm giving you that information tonight. But compare an MLM to startup, it's tough because again, a startup can be like, for example, like the brother was saying a few minutes ago, AI startup company, okay? Or you got the Boxes, Boxale. Box is a company that building houses and set it on your lot for less than $50,000. And it's beautiful too. It's a startup company. Okay, you got another startup company where you can actually invest into what they call the electric gas line, or gas station. Okay, you can invest in that. These are startup companies going to make some money. Okay, all you got to do is invest, set back, and collect. Down the road, they're gonna make some money. Okay, AI and those three, they're gonna make some money. But when you come to the MLM, okay, you got a product that the company share with you. Okay, in order for you to make money, you got to go out here either sell that product or get someone to help you sell that product. Because if you don't, you're not going to make any money. That's the difference between a startup and an MLM. Invest, sit back and collect, like AI or MLM. You got to get out here and you got to learn the system, okay? And you got to hustle to recruit people. And a lot of times people don't want you to recruit them, especially if you got a monthly fee. Yeah, I'm telling you, a monthly fee will kill the deal. How much I got to pay every month? $49.99. Oh no, that's okay. Thank you. And some of us start out 3 months, 6 months, they're even a drop because they're not doing anything. That's the downside to MLM.
Yeah, I think it's more
that's going to work that thing with you. They can understand the concept and learn it. That's the key.
Yeah, I totally agree. Startup. I mean, investing is investing. So that's just your money working for you. But
that's right.
Network marketing, multi-level marketing is you actually working for the money versus your money working for you.
That's right.
It's just so you can actually do both. It's not even really a comparison.
Yeah,
It's like you going to work and you having a side business, or you invested in some life in stock. That's pretty much what you're doing. So, but you still want to learn
that's it.
about the startup and the product, and you want to watch your money as well.
Oh
So
yes,
there's still
definitely.
a learning curve in training and mentorship that I would suggest in both of those industries.
Absolutely. Great.
See here, Mark Lee, I tell you one of my business that is real hard to do is restaurants. I have some friends in that business talk about incredibly hard work.
It is.
Ab-
It's hard work. And not only is it hard work, but you got to be patient in that too, because you're dealing with a lot of customers like me and you. Okay, when we go into an establishment and we sit down, we want the waits to wait on us, and they got to be patient, even if the customer is hooping and hollering. You, as a owner of the company, got to settle down the customer. You got to make sure that everything is good. It's hard work, and then especially for the cook, I feel sorry for the cook because they don't get no tips. Cook
mm,
don't get no tips at all. I feel sorry for matter of fact, this new one up here, Blueberry Hill, they just put it out here on the east side, and they cook real good. So I asked the manager, I said, look here, can you give this guy a tip back there? They said we usually don't tip the cooks. I said, wait a minute, man, that guy back there working harder than you and everybody out here. Okay, so he's cooking everybody food. I said, can you just give him the tip? And I said, if you don't, I said, could you tell him when he gets home, see me, and I will give him the tip. That's why I
Yeah.
said, so yes, restaurant work is a hard work. And not only that, you got to find some good employees too. Because a lot of them will skip out on you, and you can't do that if you have a restaurant and you got to open up at 7 in the morning. Food got to be ready. Well, actually, 4 in the morning. The food got to be ready at 7. Employees got to be there on time every time. So it's a tough scenario to be in.
Yeah, the restaurants don't have a high margin either, as far
They
as
very
sure
true.
don't.
Very
turnover there. And then with anything with food, I heard a saying a while ago, if you don't sell it, you smell it,
That
because it's gonna go bad. You know what I'm saying? So produce, food, all that,
yeah,
you gotta sell it or you gonna smell it or it's going in the
true.
garbage. So
it's true, man.
you feed the homeless, I mean, they don't want to give it away. So
Right.
I don't know. That's just, I mean, you have to really have a passion for the restaurant business or, that industry. I mean, you can be successful at anything, but you just, like anything, you just have to have a passion for it. That no, not quit attitude.
Right. That's it. You're absolutely right.
Now, let me ask you both this. Both of you are fathers, right? Um,
Hmm.
so, what are some common financial challenges that fathers go through, right? Because, look, in my mind, my daddy was always my superhero, rest his beautiful self, right? I mean, he had it together. And I actually mentioned this in my post in relationships too. Like, my dad passed last March, but like
Oh,
a
sorry.
while leading up, thank you so much. A while, not too long before he got sick and passed away, like he sat me down and was like, Lisa, this is where this is, blah blah blah. Like he had everything in order, right? So anyway, I just remember watching my father as a child and decisions and stuff that he would make. But I know behind the scenes it was some challenges. So I'm asking you, fathers, right? What are some common challenges that maybe you or maybe another father has faced, and how can they overcome them?
Well, I'm a new daddy. I'm a new dad. So you know,
Congratulations. That's a
so
blessing.
I haven't had too many, like challenges. I think my thing right now is just, um, in my mind, the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that's my focus. Like my focus really isn't the now. My focus, everything I'm doing is really laying a foundation for the future. So even when network marketing, my residual income is already going to her. Like she
Oh
has
yeah.
that income.
Right.
You know, her insurance. I have an infinite banking policy. Where that's she has one, I have one. So you can't never have too much insurance.
Amen, brother.
And again, this is where financial literacy comes into play. is being, because it's not about how much you make. It's about, because if you make 100,000 and you spend 120, you just broke on a high level, you know. So it's not about what you make, because I know people that make less money. I'll be like, how you get all that? Like, how you, like my mom, for example, like shout out to my mom. My mom, you know, that my mom and dad weren't together, but my mom is 80 some years old. She, you know, owns her house. She has a, you know, she bought it like by her. Like I've literally see this woman work in Chicago at Marguerite's Hospital, very frugal with her money. She has, you know, I ain't putting no business, but mom's got it going on.
You're doing very
Mom,
well.
she got insurance. She got insurance on me, my brother, my sister. I mean, the lady has it going on. So you talk about financial literacy. I can really just look at my mom. You know, my dad. To be honest, he didn't do what he should have done toward his latter years. He ended up getting started with dementia and things like that. So a lot of stuff kind of got, you know, by the wayside, you know, due to his condition. So I had to really take over his fight. I actually was his executor, his, you know, financial guardian during the last year of his life. Um, so yeah, so I haven't faced any real challenges. I don't plan on facing no challenges, you know, because you know, I live in a, you know, he said he'd do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or think. So I don't even look at scarcity. I don't look at that. He's gonna take care of me. If he feed the birds in the air, he gonna feed me. So I ain't come here to preach now. I
Hey,
ain't come
it's
here to
all
preach,
good.
but
Sorry, bro.
you know, I don't live a scarcity lifestyle. You know, it's all abundance. We doing big things over here. So I'm gonna pass it to you, brother Jackson.
Okay.
Deacon Jackson. Deacon Jackson, I'm gonna pass it to you, man.
Okay. Okay. When my mother passed, she lived in an apartment,
Mhm.
and she died at the hospital. So I told my brother, I said, look here, we got to go to the apartment and clean it up and take our stuff out. So when we got to the apartment, I talked to the manager there, and I said, my name is Samuel Jackson. My mother died in the hospital. I need to go into her apartment and clean her stuff out. The first thing he said, do you have a power of attorney? I said, what? He
Mhm.
said, do you have a power of attorney?
Facts.
I
Facts.
said, no. He said, well, you can't get in. I said, what? But I'm her son. He said, I don't care. That's the law. And I'm like, I said, Indiana law? He said, yeah, that's Indiana law. You got to have a power of attorney. So I had to go get my attorney, draw up a power of attorney. Okay. And when I brought it back to him, he let me in. The second thing was when my mother was in the hospital, okay, she did not have a living will. Now, you listeners, you can Google all this stuff and you can see the definition of all this stuff, okay? So I'm not gonna try to break it down to you. But what I did, what mom didn't have, so when you don't have a living will and your loved one is on life support, guess who can make that decision without your okay? The doctor,
Mhm.
because you don't have no living will. So I say that to say this, okay? I had to go get a living will. So I'm saying that before it happened to any of you out there, you need to go and get you, number one, a power of attorney, two, a living will, okay? And three, you also need a will. Now there are two type of wills out here. There's a regular will, okay, that you can go to Office Depot, get the three witnesses, get it notarized, take it downtown and register, boom, you good because that's the law. But he also have one they called a irrevocable will, which means the regular will, let's say for example, if you had a son by someone and you got it separated and that son died, right?
Mhm.
And you got a will. And when he died, he had a $1 million policy on it. Well, if that dad know that that son got $1 million policy on it, he can contest their will. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He
I was
sure
going
can.
to ask you about that actually, because that's something that, although Daddy had everything in place, one of his financial advisors or whatever was saying something something about the will and that there
Mhm.
was some things that needed to be tightened up so that
Mhm.
nobody can come and trump it. Which I
Right.
mean, we Gucci now, but I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that you're talking about that because that was something that came to the forefront after Daddy passed. Even though all of that stuff was in place, it
Mhm.
was still that little red tape where, the financial advisor was like, look,
You need it.
you can
You get
still
that irrevocable will. Okay. Have you an attorney to draw it up for you. Okay, because it stand out uh, louder than a regular will. The only time that they can overturn their will is when you do criminal activity, and then the law can come in and overturn it. Okay. Other than that, no dad, no mom, no sister, no brother can overturn it. You locked in. So remember, folks, irrevocable will, living will, a power of attorney. Okay. Now I'm going to add one more thing to this because many of y'all out there, when I leave you with this information tonight, some of y'all gonna be wealthy within the next 2 or 3 years. Okay. And you want to know what you need to do with that money because let me tell you something. The way our society is going right now, they are charging you if you put on your left shoe right for tax. They are charging you for tax if you put on your right shoe. They're showing you what they
Mhm.
taxing. Okay, so you got to learn how to protect your assets. Okay, and it's not but one way. And like Trump say, you pass the law, you get you a trust. And wait a minute, they got two type of trusts. They got the regular trust and irrevocable trust. Get the kind, okay, can nobody mess with. All right. Which means a trust, you don't have nothing in your name. You don't own nothing. You broke as you were when you came into the world. You don't have nothing. Everything is in the trust. Trust. Can't nobody sue you because you ain't got nothing. Okay. Can't no X, Y, take nothing because you don't have nothing. So these are the things that you need in your life now while you're young. And I want to say this here. We're talking about life insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, stop getting 25,000, $50,000 life insurance policy. All they're going to do is pay a few bills and put you back to work. That's all they're going to do. If you want to get life insurance policy, get a 250,000 and up. And do it while you're young and healthy. So right now,
Yeah.
I just shared with a lady, she's 33 years old, she don't smoke and she's healthy, right? She got 3 kids. And I said, if something happened to you, who's going to take care of these kids? She said, I don't know. My mother-in-law. I said, yeah, your mother-in-law will take care of them, but they're gonna be a burden on her. She said, what I need to do? I said, you call up this life insurance company right here and get you $1 million policy. 33 years old now, no smoking, good health, only $32 a month for $1 million policy. And guess what? That is university life. Stop dealing with that $50,000, $60,000 policy because it's no good, not gonna do you any good. Okay? Oh, and by the way, university life, tax free. Yes. Good information, right?
Good.
Okay,
Hey,
back to you,
you own
Lisa.
it.
All
No,
right.
you own it. You own it,
Okay.
man.
So,
And just to touch on that will too.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the same thing with my dad, and but one of the company that I've been involved with for many years is Legal Shield. So
Yes,
so they actually provide all of those services covered under
thank
your
you.
membership
That's
for like
right.
20,
That's
30,
it, bro.
30, $29 a month. I didn't have to sweat about taking over his everything. I just had my attorneys, the law firm
There
right
you go.
there. And our firm is actually right there in Indianapolis.
On
Great law
Ohio
firm.
Street on the 14th floor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. I
I've been
see.
in legal shield. As a matter of fact, I started with prepaid legal
Yep.
back in
Yep. Prepaid legal.
1994.
Yeah.
Okay, and I invested in that. That was a startup company. Okay, that's when they started up in 1994. I'm back thinking they've been around like 3 or 4 years. And let me tell you something. Okay, God blessed me to make a lot of money investing with that. Then they changed over to legal shield. So yeah, I've been in it since 1994. Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Smart
Get in there,
man.
folks. That's another thing. If you don't have an attorney, and people say, "Well, I may not need no attorney." Well, just like you might say, you may not need a funeral home. We all gonna need it sooner or
absolutely.
later.
That's
Okay,
true. And
get.
and sometimes through your jobs, you can have access to legal services. I know that That is
Yes.
the gift that keeps giving. Like my father, he retired at like 50 years old from
Mm-hmm.
General Motors, and like that's the gift that keeps giving. Like just being able to have access to an attorney to do different things. So, but check it out. We do have some comments and some questions. Okay. Let's see here. So Brian Bennett says thoughts on wills versus a trust, and what asset level does one make more sense over the other?
The will, like a regular will, anyone can overturn that. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, okay? You can get sued with a will, okay? But with a trust, you cannot get sued, can anybody overturn it. That's the difference between a will and a trust, okay? Like I say, do your homework, study what is a will, and you both will study what's a trust and a regular trust, okay? You can Google anything these days, okay? But that is the difference there. Get that trust. Okay, now it costs a little bit more, and join prepaid legal, okay, or legal shield, join them, and they get a whole lot cheap for you, okay. And but a will, you go downtown, like say Office Depot, and get that and do it yourself. Put three witnesses there, and whatever assets you got, you can give it to them and get it notarized, take it downtown, register. You good to go. But you walk in the danger line because it could be overturned, but the trust cannot be overturned. So, my brother, now keep in mind, okay, if you don't have a lot, like a house, a car, or huge bank account, stock, bonds, a lot of stuff, you really don't need a trust. If you just rent an apartment, paying a car, you don't really need a trust. But if you got kids, okay, and you got large assets, you got a huge life insurance, you need that trust. You need it, okay? Because y'all know the women out there, boy, they find out you got a lot of money on they gonna come
Yeah.
after you, okay? I promise you they will, and they will overturn it. Because
Yeah.
Indiana law is for the women when it comes to those kids. Period. Hand down. You got to be a dirt, no good dirt. I mean, you got to be a rotten, no good woman for the state not to give you what you want for those kids. And that's hard to prove with a woman. I'm serious, especially with her kids. But everybody know the women love their kids more than they do that husband or that boyfriend. Period.
Sound like we getting into some relationship soup now.
Hey, listen.
That sound like some real relationship soup. You talking? You
Hey,
you you stirring it up. You blowing it off, ain't you?
Absolutely, man. You
No,
have to, man,
no,
because
but I agree with the trust thing is if you like you said, if you building businesses, if you got a couple businesses,
mhm,
LLCs and corporate, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying, things like that, assets, like you said, big assets, large
yeah,
insurance policies. If you want to, leave that to who you want to leave it to
right.
without it being interfered with someone else, yes, set those trusts up. And I'm actually in the process of doing some things like myself. So
Good. That sounds great,
yeah.
man. And folks, please get your kids on those uh, podcasts like this so they can learn also. And men's and women's, please get that life insurance. There's so many of us out. There's so many dying without any insurance at all. It's ridiculous that you got to set up a fundraiser every time somebody dies. It doesn't make any sense because I know for a fact as a finance consultant, okay, I go to people home and I sit down and I talk to them. They say, "Well, I don't have enough money," and I show them that you are spending $50 to $100 extra every month on stuff that you just want, not need, just want. Now you can't tell me you can't get a $200,000 policy on this 18-year-old child and you don't want to cost you $15 a month. You got a serious problem. Yeah, and what
Yeah.
about you? You passed away. Who's gonna take care of your kids? The money that you have right now, $25,000, $50,000, is not enough to take care of 2 or 3 kids. Not these days. You got to think outside the box. You got to
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
insurance. I got 3 kids, and so they are 41, what is 50, 49, 50, 51, right? And when they turned, well, actually, when we were born, I had insurance. But when they got 18, okay, I put that high insurance on them. And guess what? that price is still the same today after 40 years. Price don't ever change. Get that price locked in. Get that insurance locked in up to 100 years. Okay.
Let me ask you this, okay?
Mhm.
Because we do have some comments and stuff, and I promise y'all we're gonna get to all your comments and questions. So, like, what you both as dads now, um, Corey, I know that you a new daddy, right? Um, just like really briefly, what would be some strategies that you would recommend teaching children about like money, financial responsibility, etc.? What would be some strategies that you would recommend?
Yeah, I would say just like I just want I want her to watch me. Just watch daddy, and then watch what daddy watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't watch like a lot of I don't watch a lot of just anything.
Investment
Like
program.
I'm yeah, just
Yeah.
anything. I'm watching financial, literacy program. Like everything I watch is either about, you know, growth, personal growth, spiritual
Hmm.
growth,
Right.
financial growth. So I think just leading by example is the best policy, when it comes to small, my children, and growing up, because they're gonna do what you do. If they see you smoking cigarettes, they probably gonna smoke cigarettes. If they see you
Amen. They
drinking,
will.
if they see you cursing out everybody you see, guess what?
They
They're gonna go to
will.
school and curse out everybody they see. So it starts with the parents. It starts with us. That's how I look at it.
And also, you need to start them when they're young. If you got a 4-year-old daughter, right? That is the
Hmm.
right age, man, to teach her how to manage money. As a matter of fact, let her work around the house. Say, hey, this is the money here, but he'll want you to do it. 'Cause I think might get the same thing, okay? I want you to take that $2 I gave you. I want you to take 50 cents out of that $2. I want you to put it in that piggy bank.
That's right.
Okay, that's right. That's how you teach them. They say, "Why I got to say?" Because guess what? That money right there, one day that you spend it right now, you may need that saving one day. So we have to teach them from a young age, okay? Because they do watch you, okay? And not only do I teach mine, but everything that I get into, I share with my family. And
Yeah.
but here what I do, it's up to you to invest, okay? Because I tell them in a minute, quick, fast, and hurry. You can act a fool and die if you want to. I'm going to the bank.
You
They
know,
be
Yeah.
laughing like, what are you talking about, daddy? Hey, look, all these young people around here dying like crazy, right? Now go ahead, act a fool and die. Watch I go to the bank. And God have blessing. They ain't going nowhere yet. But that's the
Amen.
key right there is sharing while they're young. Okay.
Yeah.
Show them what to do. Show them how to do it and help them do it.
absolutely.
Yeah. I heard I think Jim Rohn said it. He said he teaches kids about two bikes, one to ride and one to rent. Right? So
Ooh,
so so you
ooh,
start
That's
you
tough.
starting them out,
That's tough.
with that mindset. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? One to
You do.
ride and one to rent. So
Hmm. And,
yeah,
and
that's
that's where you have to and make them stick to it because a lot of times we don't stick. We'll start stuff, but we won't stick with it. That's the
yeah.
problem that many of us have today. You have to stick with, like Monroe was saying, you have to stick with spiritual life. You have to stick with your health, and you have to stick with creating wealth. Because in today's society, you need all three of those. Everybody
Yep.
needs it. Whether you want them, whether you have them, okay, you still need them. You never get too old to have good health. You're never too old to have a good life, and you're never too old to become wealthy. Period.
Right.
That's
facts,
it.
facts. Absolutely. And just even some strategies that my parents both implemented. Like I remember having a bank account, like my parents taking my younger brother and
Mhm.
we had a bank account. And my daddy used to tell me, spend half, save half, and you'll always have something left,
There
right?
you go.
And
Absolutely.
so, like, even throughout college, because I didn't get a lot of scholarships and stuff. So my father was like, I don't want you to have no loans. So, he was able to pay for things out of pocket. I got a job or whatever. But because things were in my name, by the time I graduated college, I had like an 809 credit score, right? So there was things that my dad did, my parents did that, really taught me the value of the dollar, taught me about being financial literate and things like that. So I think that's really important. Now let me ask y'all this, and I promise y'all we're gonna get to y'all comments, right? Um, what advice do you have for people when it comes to credit, right? Because I like to think that I knew a couple things, but I got humbled real quick because I paid off my car early. I was like, oh yeah, I don't want no more bills. I'm tired. I'm just ready to pay my car off, right? So it was before the loan was done. And I'm like, oh, last payment, boom, paid it off, credit score went down, right? So I was like, oh, okay, so that hurt me, paying it off early, right? So, like, as far as credits, what would you tell our listeners about credit? Is something
You know, the myth, it used to be a myth. People were scared of credit, before. It was like almost a curse word. Don't use it. Don't only use it. Break in case of emergency. All this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cash is king. All of these, again, back to these sayings, that really are made to keep us, control us.
That's right.
And so now people are really utilizing, it's just OPM. It just boils down to OPM.
That's right.
Other people's money.
People money. That's it.
That's it. I mean, so just in a nutshell, to break it down, that's all credit is. Using other people's money, not to go out and get you a Louis bag and get you a
Right.
Birkin and get
There
you,
you go.
you know what I'm saying? Not for that. Now, if that's your goal, don't use credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
That's
you're gonna
right.
waste it,
Cash.
don't. But use credit to invest. Use credit to build a business. Use credit to buy some real estate. Use credit to leverage to create to increase your lifestyle. That's what I would say about credit, and just in a nutshell.
I was talking to a guy the other day. He was I was taking him downtown. I was taking him to the airport. Young guy, and we were talking about credit, and he was talking about a credit card. I said, well, he said I got a credit card. They gave me $10,000. I said, here what you do, okay? You're gonna always have good credit. You should never use more than 50% of the balance of that card. Never use 50%. Only use 50%. Keep 50%. Never go over 50%. You in good shape. You can always be in good shape. Why? Because you're always paying that 50% off that you use, but you still got 50% left for emergency just in case you need it. Plus, your credit scores keep going up, 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 up. Okay. He said, wow, I never thought about that. I said, remember, most people max out credit cards. They do. They just max it out for whatever reason, no matter what you do. Now, if you can't control yourself, don't deal with credit card. Always pay cash or put it in a layaway. Okay, they got layaway these days. Okay.
They still got you. They still got that.
Yeah,
No, they ain't got no layaway. They ain't got no layaway.
That's what I'm screaming because I was thinking like, but we know what you're saying, Mr. Jackson. We just
Right.
like that. So basically,
Hey,
hold
I
on.
remember them layaways though. I ain't gonna lie, being a little kid, mom, that Christmas time, being that little kid.
Listen, Value City. Did y'all have a Value City? Well, let me see.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
used to,
Value
yeah,
City. I remember
Gary.
and
Yep.
Layaway, TJ Maxx
yeah,
back in the
Yeah.
day. Like, man, I
man.
couldn't wait.
Well, what they still do around the holidays. You can put stuff in layaway. Walmart, Target, you can put stuff in layaway during the holidays. But like I say, that's better than going out here running up your credit card and maxing out, and then your credit gonna boom out. And then the sad thing, another thing too, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to find bankrupt. Let me say to you, folks, if your credit is already bad, find bankrupt.
Hmm.
That's right. If it's already bad, find bankrupt. Two reasons. Number one, you won't have no debt. Number two, a week later, your mailbox will be full of credit cards. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
Those people gonna be sending you credit cards. They gonna be sending you a check like sign here. You gotta do nothing but just sign off on it. Because they know they got you locked in for the next 10 years. So don't let debt burden you down when you get from up under it, okay? Don't never be afraid to find bankrupt. I find bankrupt 5 times in my life. You know why? Because I keep getting on credit card and I turn around and invest those bad boys. That's what I do. I use other people's money to invest. Why? To enhance my finance. That's what I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this.
Once you know it, once you know how it works, I mean, you can never go broke.
Thank you. That's the key right there, man. You learn how you learn the system. Once you learn the system, you learn how to manage.
Yeah.
That's it.
So let me ask y'all this right quick before we get to the comments. So would y'all say having a little debt is good for credit? Because like I don't have no debt right now. Like I don't have any debt other than what I charge on my credit cards. Like I go to the grocery store or whatever, use my credit card, pay it
You
off.
don't need you don't need no credit when you got money like you.
Why you trying to get me robbed? I get robbed. Nah.
You know, yeah, but
No,
I think
I'm
I
going on a
think
budget.
rich
yeah,
folks don't have no credit. Rich
yeah,
folks do
it
not
really
have
depends on
no.
your lifestyle.
Yeah,
It
that's it.
depends on
Depends
your
on your lifestyle.
lifestyle, what you trying
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
You
A lot
know,
of them just they pay cash for everything. I mean, they don't have no life insurance. They don't have no. They don't have anything that like for example, I remember his name. He went to the hospital. He was a very wealthy guy. He was a radio spokesman, and he got sick in Hawaii, and he stayed in the hospital for like 2 weeks. And the nurse came and say, "Do you have any insurance?" And the guy said, "Nope." And the lady said, "Well, how are you going to pay for it?" He said, "Cash." Cash. Yes. She didn't realize he was a wealthy guy. Okay. And but they had to take him in because you know by the law now that you have to take anybody in, whether you rich or poor. Okay. But the key to it is when you have money, you don't need no credit. You don't need no credit on, especially you got a household name like Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Okay. Some of those guys. You got a household Samuel Jackson. I'm not talking about me. Okay. But the key to it is you got a household name. You don't need no credit because they know who you are. Come on in. Matter of fact, you get free hotel. I got a couple of friends of mine. Well, they're not friends of mine, but they wealthy people. They go to these 5-star hotel. They let them in for free. Yeah, for free. It's like, oh my God, because I'm military. I can kind of get any kind of discount I want because as a sergeant major retired from the army, you know, I can get a 5-star hotel for like $25. I can fly from here to Spain for $0. Okay. But the key to it is the average person is not like that. So when you're talking about credit, if you want to build good credit, because today's society, you either got to have credit or money, a combination of both. You got to. That's what the world is about. If you don't have no money or no credit, you can't get nothing. Okay. So I think building credit is good. But once you get it there, and especially you get a score of 800, oh my God, people would just give you, they would just give you so much. It's ridiculous because you are a person that in society that you'll pay your debt with no question asked. So yeah, that is good. So since you don't have no, build it up a little bit, okay? Get you one of them $100,000 credit card. That's what you need, Lisa. You need one of them $100,000 credit card because you know how to manage money.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
yeah, I
I'm real good
know.
at it. I even help my friends with budgeting and different things like that. Like I love it. Like my friends actually nickname me Krusty the Crab because I'm really good with money. I'm good at saving it and
That's
just
right,
making it work. Now I'm not no guru when it comes to investments and stuff like that. I know a little bit.
right,
But I do know, if I'm in a relationship and even if when I was married, I was the one that was the best with the finances and different things
right.
like that. So
Yeah. But get that $100,000 credit card. They got it out there.
they do.
Yeah.
What's that? That the black card? Is that the black card? I ain't there, Miss Jackson. I need some time. I need some time. I ain't
Hey,
there.
hey, hey, I need to get these websites out so these people can go there and start investing to start up for a little nothing.
You know what? And I'm going to get that information from you, and I'm going to put it in the chat because
Okay, good.
y'all got things to do. So let's just get to a couple of these comments. Let's see here. So Malik says, "I didn't know I didn't know celebrities would be on here." Yeah, I got Samuel Jackson and Corey Williams. What? What? Wait, no. What?
Oh
shout
my
out
God. Bless
Malik.
your heart. Thank you.
Mark Lee says financial advice is always much needed. Absolutely. And
Yes.
further,
Shout
sometimes
out Mark.
for jobs.
Appreciate you, Mark Lee. You've been asking. You've been on it tonight, brother.
Absolutely. Mark is another dynamic. So I'm gonna have to have him on here too. Like he
Well,
actually motivated me to get into podcasting as well. Like him and yeah, so anyway.
He
Mark,
seemed
I
like
have
a
to
motivator. Mark Lee, you definitely a motivator. You own it, brother.
no, Mark, I have to disagree with you. You don't need no 3 or 4 jobs to survive. You're gonna die.
Yeah. No, don't get 3 jobs. Yeah,
No, you know you don't need no 3 or 4
Unless it's
jobs in
something
the
that you
Bible.
love and don't seem like work, or if it's something where you ain't really got to,
Now that you have like a landscaping or something like that, or haircut, I know a guy got 2 or 3 scenarios. He cut hair, he cut grass, and he have a job. So if you're talking about that, then yes. But if we talking about going to Walmart and you talking about leaving that going to Kroger and talking about leaving that going to
no.
Diamond
You're
Chain,
like,
no,
yeah. Yeah,
no.
you that's an early grave there, definitely.
You better believe it is.
And I'm gonna be honest, even like overtime, even at jobs, because people don't, you gotta understand your time is the only thing you can't get back.
Thank you. You
Facts.
right, brother.
So
You absolutely right.
this ain't no capping, and I got a pretty good job, but I never work overtime because I don't have to. I really don't want to work the 40 hours. I try any excuse to get out of the 40 hours because I'm just keeping it real.
Need more keep you in there, right?
Yeah, as long as they know I'm in there, I'm cool. But I mean, I go to work, do my job, but what I'm saying is you need to be finding something, an asset that will spit out money, whether you working or not. So, like
Right.
you say, the thing that you're talking about, investing your money, and so that's what you should be spending. I would rather spend my time in overtime learning how to make money versus making somebody else trading my time for that hourly wage that they're paying me. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I would just rather take that time and invest that time in learning how to create an asset. We have to learn how to create assets, not
Got
work
to.
overtime. Overtime is not an asset. Overtime is over the time that you're supposed to been home with your family. Learn how to create, and if you got a family, make it fun with your family. That, hey, y'all, we finna watch Earn Your Leisure tonight. Learn investing. Make it fun. Like like the book where the little boy was painting, and he made it look fun, and he ended up having everybody else paint for him. Who was that? I know you know that story, but you got to make things look fun so people can join you. And it's the law of buy-in, where people can buy into your vision, and that's how you really start to build some type of wealth for your family by creating an income producing asset, an IPA.
For most people,
Not OT.
right. Most, most people on the job, job is just over broke. That's all it is. You got to continue to strive to make ends meet, and when you do that, it's hard on you, mind, body, and soul. It really are. That's why it's so important to look into different type of investment so money can work for you while you work for money.
That's
That's what
right.
I do. I do it all. I've been doing it for years, and it pay off too, folks. Success don't come easy. From 1985, when I started at MLM, all the way up to today, it taken me that long in order to be where I am today. That I can sit back and relax and thank and praise God. I don't do nothing that I want to. Now that's where it's at, folks. That's where
But
you
guess
want to
what?
be before you get 75. Like I say, I'm 75. Okay, you want to be there before you get 75. You can do it. It's
Yeah,
out there. There's nothing too hard for God.
that's
And if
right.
you're on His side, guess what? He ready. But you got to remember, folks. Do you have a vision? Because if you don't have no vision, guess what? You ain't going no place. You can't see no further than your nose. You ain't going no place. You got to have a vision. Because the Bible says, "Man without vision perish." But what good a vision without faith? Because you got to believe in what you see. Can you visualize yourself making $250,000 a year within the next 3 years? Because if you can't, guess what? It won't happen. And if you do you believe in it? Yeah. But wait a minute. Hold on a second. You got the vision. You got the faith. Now, what about the work? Because the Bible teaches us, man, faith without work is what? Dead. You can't do nothing. So you need all three of those. But hold on, I'm gonna add one more. The Bible says vision, faith, work. But one thing that most of us don't have today, and that is patience. We just don't, folks. We'll give up. I done tried it. Yeah, but how long did you try? I'm tired. Well, okay, you giving up.
That's true.
Patience is the key to success.
That's
All
true.
right. Yeah.
All
That's
right, so
my
let's
thought.
see here.
More
Um,
questions, comment?
oh, we got a lot. So Brian says thoughts on time, on trying to time the market versus investing in index funds. On trying to
Great.
time the market versus investing in index funds.
It depends on what the market is looking like. Because last week, I'm telling you, the market go like this. The bad boy was hot last week. And then this week, it dropped down like crazy. With index fund, okay, it depends on what type of fund you're investing in. That's another story, okay? That's why you got to do your homework. It's so important for everybody to do their homework before they invest. And get you a lawyer, because you know what I do before I invest? I call him my attorney. And he invested a lot of stuff that I don't invest in because he said, man, you're the crazy guy I've seen in my life. You go look for everything and just bring it to me. And what he'll do, he'll look into it, okay, to see is it legit, because you got a lot of companies out here, man. I mean, they look legit, sound legit, but they're not legit. So I tell him check into it. And when he check into it, he come back and say, okay, Sam, it's good to go. I look into it. So before you invest into anything in the market or anything into index, make sure you do your homework. If you don't have a lawyer, sign up for prepaid legal. It ain't but $20 a month. That's it.
Get
You ain't
with
got
me.
to
Get
earn
with me. Get with me. Get with me.
it. But do your homework no matter what you do.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see. So, James Smith, going back to that startup information out of Dubai, Mr. Jackson mentioned, please share. Legal Shield is a win-win for entrepreneurs. Absolutely. And I will share that, James. I will get that information from Mr. Jackson and I will share it. So, Ms. Whitson says, I've witnessed when family members had life insurance and the company claims that their policy had not been there long enough for payment. Is there a way to pay ahead to get the claim? Ooh,
Not through your company, no. The companies you work for, no. You got to go outside of the company to do that. And you
oh
can
wow.
do that outside of the company. Like maybe you talk to one of the insurance company, maybe Prudential, Allstate, some of those guys out there. But if you work for a company, no, you cannot pay ahead because
Wow.
they
And
take your
read your
money.
policies. Read your policies. I
Yeah.
mean, just I know it's cumbersome. It's time. A lot of words you're not gonna understand, but just read it. Take some time. I mean, you may not even understand it, but you at least feel a little better. You'll probably feel a little dumb because you don't know what's going on. But they do break the terms down. But at least don't just believe the insurance agent. What they're selling. You know, because let's just be honest, insurance people they're salespeople. They want to make the sales. So just understand, and even if you have to, once you buy the policy, call the company. Don't just call it. If you have questions, call the company. Don't really. I mean, I sold insurance too, so I understand. But so you have to have a passion for even in selling insurance because they make a lot of money. That sale is a lot of money when they leave out that door with their policy. So just make sure you know what you're getting because some policies are set up to where they may not pay out within the first 2 or 3 years, depending on your health or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. So read your policy.
Hmm?
So Derek says, good evening. Y'all bring in some heat. I hope people realize how valuable info is. Thank y'all for doing this. Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Derek.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And I appreciate all this feedback, questions, and participation. We always appreciate that. Let's see. Because I have to let my guests go eventually. Right.
No,
Let's
we here.
I, now, see, Mr. Jackson, you want a 2-hour show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. But Jackson, he got time. Look,
Yeah.
I done had a long day. I gotta eat everything.
Yeah, we're about to wrap this up. Let's see here. Let's look at this real fast. What is a good insurance company? I'm already 54 years old, good health, and 3 grown children, 1 granddaughter. I would like insurance on all. This is what I'll do, Holly. I will talk to them after the show and I will put that in the comments. How about that? I'll put it in the comments and we'll do it like that. All right, so I'm gonna get y'all out of here. We got to do a part 2 of this, right? Because y'all know that it's some questions that we didn't even get
I
to.
gotta get your number, Mr. Jackson. You a bad man, man. We gonna connect.
That
We gonna connect, man. I wanna, yeah. We
absolutely.
gonna connect.
So
Sound good, bro.
let me ask y'all this: if you want to, do y'all feel comfortable putting your information out there? Like, how can our listeners find you?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I give you mine right now.
you too, right? Go to CINO LLC solutions. CINO LLC solutions. You can find everything that I do there. You can also tune in Convo with CINO. That's my
Yeah.
podcast. So yeah, that's convowithcino.com. And CINO LLC solutions dot solutions is my website. So all the legal services are there. My credit repair business funding, all that there is right on my website. So
Okay.
Well, I'm going to give you an email that you can get direct contact with me. My email is TIM, that Tango India Mike, 33 44 55 at gmail.com. And that's easy to remember. Tango
man, what
India
them
Mike.
numbers mean, man? What is that the numbers you won the lottery off of? What them, come on, man. You gotta tell me what them numbers mean now, man. Come on, because I know you them numbers mean something, man.
They
They,
do. They really, really, really do. Okay. They mean that if anybody call me, guess what? They can get a brand new hat like this here and mention this show. I cannot call me, but email me. Mention this show. They can get this hat for $10, brand new.
Oh, okay.
What color you want? I got all kind of colors. See, I'm entrepreneur when it comes to sales. I sell all these bad boys. $10.
that's what's up.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
get one.
What color
I'm
you
gonna get
want?
one from you.
All right. One size fit all.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right,
Absolutely.
y'all. So thank y'all all for listening. We will have a part 2. I'm definitely gonna have these dynamic souls back. So thank you all for listening. Mama, thank you for listening. She listened to every show. She don't never miss. And she was really
Hi,
excited
Oh,
about this
mom.
show. I was
hey
telling
mom,
her.
Hi,
hey
mom.
mom.
And thank y'all for y'all prayers too, because for a minute mommy wasn't feeling too good, but she Gucci now. She good. She good, good. So thank y'all.
You know what? It's funny too, but last time your mom was down, I on the show, and I just lift her up. See,
Yeah,
we must have some kind of
yeah,
spirit connection. That's a blessing, though, to be able to lift someone up that you don't even know.
absolutely.
What it goes in the Bible, teach a stranger accept you quicker than your own. That's the word of
Absolutely.
God. So, mom, you hang in there, okay? Everything gonna be fine. All right.
And Lisa, I want to thank you for inviting me on. Thank you for your platform. Thank you for all that you're doing. You're doing a great job. I appreciate you. That's why I share your stuff and support. And much success to you. I'm gonna have to get you on Convo Cino too.
Yeah,
So
get me on. Just look, give me
yeah,
some
yeah,
time.
yeah. And you too, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna give y'all your own show.
Hey, I take it. See, and you know
Got
what?
you,
This is what I
man.
was thinking about even with you two. Like, I was like, because I thought about separating, but I was like, no, I want to bring them together because y'all are
No,
just
Yeah,
I'm glad.
absolutely.
No, man, I like this, man.
Oh, I
I
do too. I
learned a
love it
lot.
too.
I learned a lot, man. Thank you.
It's a blessing. It
perfect.
is to be able to
It's just
communicate.
two different perspectives. You got
There
an
you go.
older gentleman. I like that. So I'm learning, and hopefully I was able to, share some things
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
you and your listeners. So I think it was great. I liked it. I liked it.
Let's
Absolutely.
do this again. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I'm I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Great job. Happy birthday to my mom. Happy birthday to your mom, Mark Lee. She will be
Happy
80.
birthday.
Ooh, that's a
Me
blessing.
Happy
too. Wow.
82.
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday,
82 and
mom.
she ain't through.
Miss Lee. Happy birthday.
Absolutely. Her name is Valeria Lee. She would turn 82 on Friday, and she has been an entrepreneur and one that worked in philanthropy for decades. She is now
Ooh,
retired. Woo! Okay.
Wow.
hey,
Happy birthday.
that's a blessing
God
there.
bless you. Yes.
That is the blessing.
And Jay, I seen the rainbow in the sky comment. I'm not even gonna post it. Say I ain't gonna give you the energy because I didn't mess up today. I was Gucci today. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I gotta get my guest out of here. Y'all stick around after the show, please, for a quick second. Um, my advice is always take care of yourself. Thank y'all for listening, and definitely love yourself. And on that note, till next week. Bye.